الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين كالمبتدع والمشركين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد ولي الصالحين ورب الطيبين وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تمسك بسنته إلى يوم الدين ثم أما بعد ونسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلنا من الذين يستمعون قولا فيتبعون أحسنا اللهم آمين. Ask the brothers if they want to talk, they can step outside the masjid, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan. We want to continue, Jazakumullah khairan, to benefit from the Imam of Ahl al-Sunnati wal-Jama'ah fi asrihi, Imam Abu Muhammad al-Barbahari rahmatullahi alayhi rahmatul wasi'ah, who died 329 years after the hijrah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And as is the theme of this seminar, the principles of Ahl Sunnah, the principles of Salafiyyah. And this next issue, this next mas'ala, is from the Qawa'id and the Usul of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. As someone, inshallah ta'ala, when the Shaykh stands up to give him a chair, inshallah. Barakallahu fiqh. Yes, okay, tell you. Imam Barbahari rahmatullahi alayhi rahmatul wasi'ah, he mentioned in his tremendous book, Sharh al-Sunnah, and he mentioned وَعْلَمْ أَنَّ خُرُوجَ عَنِ الطَّرِيقِ على وجهين أما أحدهما رجل قد زل عن الطريق وهو لا يريد إلا خير فلا يقتدى بزلته فإنه هالك ورجل عانت الحق وخالف من كان قبله من المتقين فهو ضال مضل شيطان مريد في هذه الأمة حقيق على من عرفه أن يحذر الناس منه ويبين الناس قصته لعل يقع في بدعته أحدا فيهلك. The great Imam Barbahari rahmatullahi alayhi rahmatul wasi'ah, he said, وَعْلَمْ أَنَّ خُرُوجَ عَنَ الطَّرِيقِ, know that leaving the correct path occurs in two ways. Al-awwalan, firstly, that a man strays from the correct path intending nothing but good. So his error is not to be followed. So it leads to destruction. Secondly, a man who deliberately opposes the haqq, he deliberately opposes the truth and acts contrary to the pious ones who came before him. يعني من السلف الصالح. He is astray, leading others astray. A rebellious devil within the ummah. It is a duty upon those who know. Is a duty upon those who know of him to warn against him and to explain his hal and to explain his condition to them so that no one falls into his innovation and is destroyed. Sheikh Salih Fawzan حفظه الله تعالى, he mentioned رجلا أول. يعني the first man, من خرج غير متعمدا, the one who leaves the path or he goes astray, not intentionally. بل يريد الخير ولكنه سلك عن طريق غير خير. يعني he intends, he wants, and he desires good, but he treads upon that path that is not good. واجتهاد لا يكفي. يعني his ijtihad is not sufficient. وإن كانت نية صاحبه صالحة, even if his niyyah, his intention is pure, the one who intends good. لابد أن يكون مع ذلك على طريق صحيح. No doubt you'll be upon the straight path, and we do not give any consideration to that which is wrong. ومن وافقه على ذلك, so whoever's in agreement with him upon that he treads and he follows the path that is wrong, and he knows that is wrong, then he's destroyed. And he's destroyed. لأن هذا طريق هلاك, because this path, this way is a way of destruction. حتى ولو لم يتعمد صاحبه خروج, until even if the person doesn't intend to leave out the correct path. Yani even if the person seeks good, not destruction. And this is we find from many of the people who act upon innovation, and those upon innovation within themselves, in their knowledge, in their aqidah, فَهَذَا أَمْرَ لَا يَجُوزُ, this particular matter is not permissible. ماذا وَلَا يُتَابِعُونَ عَلَيْهِ, that we do not follow them in their mistakes. وَصَاحِبُهُ لَيْسَ عَلَى الصَّوَابِ, the one who possesses the mistake, they are not upon correctness, so we do not follow them. Even as a person is sahib al-sunnah, yani a person upon the sunnah, even if it's an alim, a scholar, we do not follow that scholar in his mistake. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he mentions in the Quran, وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطٌ مُسْتَقِيمًا فَاتَّبِعُوهُ وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا سُبُلَ فَتَفَرَّقَ بِكُمْ عَنْ سَبِيلِهِ. Allah Azza wa Jal, he mentions in the Quran, وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطٌ مُسْتَقِيمًا, and this is my straight path, so follow it. And do not follow other paths that lead you away from this path. فأي السبيل يخرجنا عن الصراط المستقيم فنحن نرفضه. Whatever path that leads away from the path of the Sirat al-Mustaqim, we reject it. We reject it. وَلَوْ كَانَ صَاحِبُهُ يَقْصِدُ الْخَيْرِ, even if the person intends good. Even if the person intends good, we reject that which is against the book of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, and we reject that which is against the Sunnah Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. فَنَحْنُ لَا نَتَتَابِعُهُ عَلَى ذَلِكَ, we do not follow him in that. Even if he persists upon his wrong, if he persists upon his wrong, then he is the person who is led to destruction. He's going to be led to destruction. The Shaykh goes on to explain the second. أما رجل ثاني, the second individual, فهو متعمد للخروج, the one who intentionally leaves the straight path. He deliberately leaves the straight path to deviation. هو يعرف الحق ويعرف أن ما خرج إليه أنه باطل لكن يتعمد الخروج عن الحق. يعني he knows that he's leaving the truth. He knows he's upon batil. He knows he's upon falsehood. But he leaves the path, he leaves the truth intentionally. متعمدا. So his intention is to lead the people astray. So the first one, قصده إصلاح الناس. The first one is the one who wants to correct the people. Yani he intends good. And the second one who intends to cause the people to go astray, to take the people away from the Sirat al-Mustaqim. هذا الشيطان, the one who intends to lead the people astray, متعمدا, this person is a shaytan. لأن الشياطين يخرجون الناس عن الصراط المستقيم, because the shayateen, they pull the people away from the Sirat al-Mustaqim. They pull the people away from the path of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. This was the actions of Iblis. This was the actions of Iblis, la'natullahi alayhi. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala curse him. Where he said, لا يقعدن لهم صراطك المستقيم. والله تبارك وتعالى, he mentions in the Quran, I will sit and wait against them. Yani meaning the human beings on your sirat al-mustaqim, on your straight path. Yani I will sit and wait for them to lead them away from their sirat al-mustaqim. This is the way of the shayateen. When the ulama of Ahl al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah, when they give the ta'arif of shaytan, who knows the definition of shaytan? Illa Ahl Trenton. No.
Any individual who's rebellious against Allah.
Any individual rebels against Allah. Who else?
One that caused division.
One that caused division. Give me a definition of shaitan. Faddal. Faddal. You close. طيب. اكتب إن شاء الله تعالى. Write this down. Sheikh Salih Ibn Abdul Aziz al-Shaykh Hafidhullah ta'ala, he mentioned in his explanation to Surah Al-Fatiha, he gave the ta'arif of shaitan. And he mentioned that shaitan من الإنس والجن والحيوان من الإنس والجن والحيوان بعيد عن الخير. He mentioned from the jinn, from the ins, from mankind, and from the jinn, and from the animals, that is ba'id an al-khayr. Yani that is far away from good. This is a shaitan. So we find the ulama of Ahl al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah calling an individual shaitan because he's ba'id an al-khayr, ba'id an al-sirat al-mustaqim, ba'id an al-wahi, ba'id an al-da'wa al-salafiyyah. هو الشيطان. So الشيطان يريد الآن ماذا؟ يصرفهم عنه إلى طريق المنحرفة. يعني شيطان, he wants to turn them away and deviate them from the straight path. ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ضرب له هذا مثلا حينما خط مستقيما. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, he gave an example. We mentioned with Abdullah Mas'ud, hadith. Abdullah Mas'ud, radiyallahu ta'ala, he said, خط لنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خط ثم قال هذا سبيل الله. ثم خط خطوط عن يمينه وعن شماله ثم قال هذه سبرا متفرقة على كل سابيل منها شيطان يدعو إليه. When Abdullah Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala, he said that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he drew a line for us. And he said that this is the path of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. ثم خط خطوط عن يمينه وعن شماله. Though he drew lines to the right and he drew lines to the left. He said upon each of these ways is a shaitan calling to it. Upon each of these ways a shaitan يدعو الناس إليها. يعني calling the people to it. So this is the way of the shayateen. يعني calling the people away from ماذا? Away from the sirat al-mustaqim, from the path of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So he calls them to stay away from the path of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. And this is the characteristics of whom? أهل البدع وأهواء وأهل الزيغ. The people of innovation, the people of lust and desires, the people of deviation. لا يريد الخير لهم. They don't desire any good for them. وإنما يريد لهم هلاك وهو الشيطان. The one who doesn't desire good for them, then they are a shaitan. سواء كان من الشياطين الجن, as we mentioned, or من الشياطين الإنس. يعني they could be from the shayateen, meaning from the jinn, and the shayateen from the jinn. So علينا ماذا? So upon us أن نحذر من هذا أشد من حذر. And upon us is to warn against them with a severe warning. لأن هذا متعمد إضلال الناس, because they desire to lead the people astray متعمدا. They want to lead the people astray intentionally. So they are shayateen, إخوة بارك الله فيكم. They are the shayateen. The Shaykh رحمة الله عليه رحمة الواسعة, he said وهو ضال مضل الشيطان مريد. يعني he is astray, leading others astray, a shaytan, a rebellious shaytan, a rebellious devil. أي هو ضال في نفسه ومضل لغيره. يعني he's himself is astray, he leads others astray. هو الشيطان المريد. يعني he's a rebellious devil. يعني he wants to lead the people away from the Shirat al-Mustaqim, from the path of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So the Shaykh, he goes on giving us the qawa'id and usul of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. The principles of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. حقيق على من عرفه أن يحذر الناس منه. يعني it's upon the ones who know to warn the people against him. قاعدة من أهل السنة والجماعة ردود على أهل البدع ردود على أهل الأهواء وأهل الزيغ. Refutation upon the people of innovation, warning against the people of innovation. So the Shaykh he mentioned, Imam Barbahari, he said, is upon the one who know and يحذر الناس منه, to warn the people against him. ويبين الناس قصته, and to explain to them, make it clear to the people his situation, so that the people will not fall into his innovation and become destroyed. So هذا الذين خرج عن الحق, this is for those who leave the path, the straight path, متعمدا, intentionally. لا يجوز السكوت عنه, it's not permissible to be quiet upon the individual. بل يجب, but it's obligatory to expose his affair. To expose his affair. As we mentioned, that the preservation of one's honor does not take preservation over the religion. Do not precede the preservation of the deen. The preserving of one's honor does not take preservation over preserving the deen of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So it's upon us to mother, warn the people, until the people are cautioned from this individual. So, وَلَا يُقَالُ, do we not say that the people are free to think how they want to think? They can say what they want to say. They have freedom of speech when it comes to the deen of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. La wallahi. As we mentioned, our da'wah and our aqeedah and our minhaj is tawqifiyah. It is tawqifiyah that we stop at the text, that we worship Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala upon the nusus, not upon our uqul, as Shaykh Shihab was mentioning in his dars, not upon our intellects. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahmatullahi wasi'ah, he mentioned that the intellect was created to follow the revelation. That the uqul was created to follow the revelation. And Shaykh Shihab, he mentioned in his dars that the one who created the intellect is the same one that sent down the revelation. Allahu Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So we're not those who have free thinking, freedom of speech in the matters of the religion. Everyone is free to have their own opinion. But rather, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has laid out the tariq, made it clear to us, the sirat al-mustaqim. Allah Azza wa Jalla, he mentioned, وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطَ الْمُسْتَقِيمَ فَاتَّبِعُونَ. This is my straight path, so follow it. Yani follow the revelation, follow the wahi, not follow our uqul, our intellects. واضح إن شاء الله. فأي شخص يأتينا يريد منا أن نخرج عن هذا الصراط فإننا أولا نرفضه أو قوله. يعني, so any individual, as some are trying to claim that some of the people of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we're into shakhsiyah, we're into personalities, so we cling to personalities in the da'wah. Wallahi, we're saying stay away from personalities. We do what this seminar is saying, the principles of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. No matter who he is and where he is, if he's against the principles of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we are against him. No matter who he is or where he is. So if a person, he wants us to lead the sirat al-mustaqim, aqidatan wa minhajin wa suluk of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, then we are those who reject it. We reject his speech. وَثَانِي نُنُبَيِّنًا, so we make it clear, وَنَحْذِرَ النَّاسِ مِنْهُ, and we warn the people from him. We do not remain quiet upon this individual. Because if we was to remain quiet, then the people would be deceived by the people. The people would be deceived by this individual. Now, even last sima, especially if the person is a person who has eloquent speech, or if he's a writer, or he's an educator. Because there's a qa'idah in Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. There's a principle of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Uktub insha'Allah ta'ala. A very important principle. Write this down. A very important principle. The principle of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, dar mufasid taqaddim ala jalb al-salih. اكتب إن شاء الله تعالى مهم جدا. that repelling the evil takes precedence over bringing about the good. Repelling harm, evil, takes precedence over bringing about the good. When the Prophet ﷺ, when he received the revelation, and he went down from the mountain, what was the ayah? Ya ayyuha al-muddathir. Qum fa'eh. Oh, the one who's wrapped in a garment, stand up and warn against the shirk. Because mother, repelling the evil takes precedence over bringing about the good. Qa'ida min Ahl Sunnah. This is a principle of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Wadih. It's clear, inshaAllah. So the person could be an educator, a writer. These are the individuals that you will ikhwa akhawat to make a hadr that we warn against, so that the people will not be deceived by them. And the people will say these are qualified individuals. How do we know a person is qualified or not qualified? As the brother he mentioned earlier, it was just that we do what? He mentioned yesterday. Ruju' ila ulama. As our brother Anis mentioned, that we don't just go to the people who study for 1 and 2 years with these mas'ala, with these issues. Those who mu'ahal, those who are qualified, the ulama Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. We return to them with our matters. And those who not turn to them, don't know for sure that these matters are dangerous. We return our affairs to those who are beneath them, to the kibar ulama Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. So the Shaykh he says, وَهَذَا فِيهِ وُجُوبُ رَدَّ عَلَى مُخَالِفٍ. He says it's an obligation to refute the one who opposes the Sirat al-Mustaqim. One who opposes the Sirat al-Mustaqim. رَدَّ عَلى مُخَالِفٍ منهج أهل السنة والجماعة. Na'am. But we find those of you ikhwa akhawat want us to do away with rudud. And know for a surety for those who wants to do away with rudud, these are the individuals who water down the principles of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. They are those who are mumayya'. They water down the principles of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Our Nabiyyina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam stood firm upon the aqeedah and the minhaj. Nabiyyina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he warned. Rudud, as the book of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is a book of rudud, as Shaykh Rabi' ibn Hadi al-Madkhali mentioned. It is also a book of refutation, warning against shirk, warning against ma'asi. Even Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala warning against mada. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tab. Parents of 2 hands of Abu Lahab. Mention him by name in the Quran. Warning against Ahl al-Bid'ah wa ahwa wa Ahl al-Zayq. And as we mentioned in the khutbah, also in the lesson, that the hadith of Dhu Khuraysirah, when he came to the Prophet ﷺ, and he said to the Prophet ﷺ, "I'dal ya Muhammad, be just, Muhammad, really you're not just." So what did the Prophet ﷺ, what did he do when Khuraysirah, when he turned away? Dhu Khuraysirah, when he turned away, did the Prophet ﷺ, I'm not going to speak about him because it's ghiba. Immediately, he started talking about him. From the descendants of this man, there will come a people, to the end of it. Started speaking about him. Why? Because the rudud ahlul bid'ah wa ahwa wa ahlul zayg is wajib. Radd al-mukhalif is the methodology. It's a legislative methodology. It's a legislative methodology. So du'a an-nas kullin lahu ra'i wa ihtiramuhu. So we say that everyone has a ra'i, everyone has an opinion, and we should respect everyone's opinion. They're free to think what they want to think. فَهَذَا تَحْلِكَ الْأُمَّةِ. This would destroy the ummah. There's the Salaf al-Salih, that they were not quiet upon these matters. But they made these matters clear. They made these matters clear, and they were not those who remained quiet. They were not those who remained quiet upon the evil of Ahlul Bid'ah wa Ahwa wa Ahlul Zayg. But rather they made it a clarification. They clarified what Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has revealed. إِلَّا فَإِنَّنَا نَقُولْ كَاتِمِينَ. If we was those who remain quiet and remain silent, listen to what Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala mentioned. But those who remain silent, clarifying the deen of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He mentions in the Quran, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَكْتُمُونَ مَا أَنزَلْنَا مِنَ الْبَيِّنَاتِ وَالْهُدَى مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لِلنَّاسِ فِي الْكِتَابِ أُولَٰئِكَ يَلْعَنُهُمُ اللَّهُ وَيَلْعَنُهُمُ الْلَاعِنُونَ. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He mentions in the Quran, really those who conceal the clear proofs and evidences and the guidance which we have sent down after we have made it clear for them in the book of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. They are the ones who are cursed by Allah. They are the ones who are cursed by Allah and cursed by the curses. We're doing what? Yaktumun, yani concealing what Allah tabarak wa ta'ala revealed. Concealing to make it clear to the people, concealing the truth that you are cursed with the curses. What does it mean to have the la'an of Allah Azza wa Jalla upon you? What does that mean? Now, you're removed from the rahmah of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So it's a job upon those who know to make it bayyin, to make the da'wah of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah clear to the people. Make it bayyin what is shirk and what is tawheed. Make it bayyin what is sunnah and what is bid'ah. Make it bayyin what is ta'ah and what is ma'asi, what is sin and what is obedience to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. It's the job of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. So our intent, ayyuhal ikhwa akhawat, I want to wrap it up because I know it's late. Our intent, inshallah ta'ala, is to make the haqq clear. Our intent is not to go around criticizing, as some people think. But our intent is to make the haqq clear, to make it bayyin to the people, because it's an obligation upon the ulama of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah to make it clear to us. It is not permissible for them to remain quiet upon these individuals. But we find those of you ikhwa akhawat that say that our ulama of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, that they're too hasty in making rudud. Wallahi, you don't know the hal of the ulama. And this is speaking ill of the ulama. You don't know the hal of the ulama. Our ulama is patient. Just because you don't know they're being patient doesn't mean they're not patient. Just because you don't know that they're being patient doesn't mean they're not patient. Our ulama is patient with issues, making it clear to the people. But it's their job, ayyuhal ikhwa akhawat, to make the da'wah clear to Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, to make it clear to the people. And it's for us to return to the ulama, not as our brother Anas mentioned, not to turn the people on the carpet. Every Amr Bakr was Zayd on the carpet. We don't understand these masail of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, the qawa'id and usul of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. Those who are deep rooted in the minhaj, those who are deep rooted in the methodology, like Sheikh Rabi' ibn Hadi al-Madkhali, like Sheikh Muhammad bin Hadi al-Madkhali, like Sheikh Abdul Muslim Abbad, like Sheikh Ubayd ibn Abdullah al-Jabari, and other than them from the ulama of Ahl Sunnah, those who are deep rooted in the methodology of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we return our affairs to them so they can make the da'wah clear to us. And it's the job of the student of knowledge to convey from them. So inshallah ta'ala, we want to end it because it's late. And I thank the brothers for the invitation. Again, this is my second time coming here, and wallahi, the hospitality, I can't, put it into words. I thank the brothers for the hospitality. It's always good to be here. And plus, they know I love lamb, so they always serve me the lamb. Alhamdulillah. So may Allah Azza wa Jal keep us upon the Sirat al-Mustaqim. May Allah Azza wa Jal keep us away from bid'at and the people of innovation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us firm upon Salafiyyah. May Allah Azza wa Jal keep this masjid firm upon Salafiyyah. May Allah Azza wa Jal make this masjid amongst those who connect themselves to the kibar or ulama. May Allah Azza wa Jal make this masjid be amongst those who connect themselves to the kibar or ulama. May Allah Azza wa Jal not just make us amongst those who connect ourselves to kibar or ulama, but we accept the nasiha of the kibar or ulama. We accept the nasiha, and we are patient upon that nasiha. هذا وما عندي وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وجزاكم الله خيرا.